Hi, everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Happy new week. Now, this is one of the craziest stories I've seen so far, okay? And I've seen so many different stories, but this one, hey, hey, when people get cheated on in their relationships and their marriages, especially the women, for most people, they will say, why don't you just cheat back? Others will say, just leave the situation to protect your peace and so on and so forth. Well, in this situation, this lady decided to do something else. She decided to sue and she won. Take a look.
A modern day Montague feud gone viral.
And it was nothing.
North Carolina TikToker Brene Kennard ordered to pay $1.75 million after a jury found her liable for having an affair with her manager, Tim Montague, characterized under North Carolina law as criminal conversation and alienation of affection. Montague's ex-wife, Akira, suing Kennard for her deliberate interference in the marriage, including wrongful and malicious acts, saying in a court filing Kennard engaged in behavior designed to seduce him. The plaintiff's attorneys presented evidence, including sexual videos and texts, a video of Kennard dancing in the couple's home. They argued the TikToker, who had millions of followers, flaunted their relationship on social media. Akira Montague saying as a result of Kennard's actions, she has suffered humiliation, mental and emotional anguish, and injury to her health, adding their actions deprived their two young children of a two-parent household. But Kennard argues she had Montague's consent. Kennard now calling herself Mrs. Montague, saying the couple are married, though NBC News couldn't find any legal documentation supporting that claim.
This woman sued her best friend for sleeping with her husband, and she won. This is Brene Kennard. She's an influencer with almost 3 million followers on TikTok, and she was married to this man named Devin. They live in North Carolina, and they would always hang out with Devin's cousin Tim and his wife Akira. The four of them would always hang out, go on double dates, make videos together, go to basketball games, and they became really close friends. Until Akira discovered a video of her friend Brene and her husband Tim talking about things that they've done together. Akira learned that this affair was going on for months and would even happen in her own house when she was asleep. After this is discovered, Tim and Brene move out of the houses they share with their spouses and move into a home together. Brene then starts flaunting her new relationship all over social media, and Akira has enough. She ends up suing Brene, saying as a direct result of her sleeping with her husband, she has suffered humiliation, mental anguish, injury to her health, and her children, who she shares with Tim, have been deprived of a two-parent household. And they just announced today that Akira won the lawsuit, and Brene was ordered to pay $1.5 million for alienation of affection and $250,000 for criminal conversation. Timothy said in his testimony that he was never in love with Akira, that they were just like roommates and that they had previously separated, but Akira disputed these claims. Brene said she couldn't be the reason that Tim and Akira's marriage came to an end, saying that their marriage had been falling apart for years.
She now owes Akira $1.5 million for stealing another woman's husband. The verdict is in, and after days of testimony, tears, and chaos, the jury didn't hesitate. Akira just won one of the wildest courtroom battles the internet's ever followed. $250,000 for alienation of affection, plus over $1 million for emotional and financial damage. For months, Brene bragged online about taking Akira's man, mocking her as jealous and bitter. But today, that arrogance came with a price tag. Akira stood in court surrounded by supporters, breaking down when the verdict was read. After being humiliated online, she finally walked away with justice and the proof that she wasn't crazy. She was right. Social media is calling it karma in real time. Brene went from the other woman to the woman who owes $1.5 million. And now, fans are asking the same thing. What happens to Tim? With no money and no clout left, insiders say he's next in line for legal trouble. For Akira, this isn't just a win. It's a message. You can't destroy someone's marriage, gloat about it, and think you'll walk away untouched. She lost her husband, but Brene just lost everything else.
Yeah. So I went in some of the comment sections because I was shocked. I was like, is this even possible? Is this legal? Is this something that actually happens, right? And I wasn't the only one. In the comment section, there was a lot of people who were asking the same questions. Someone said, how can you legally do this? And someone responded and said, in North Carolina, you can sue for that. Okay, then someone came back and the person said, you can sue for anything. The question is, will it be heard and will you win? And she continues to say, marriage is a contract, and while unusual, it can be treated as such in court. Now, another group of people were saying, so why is she not suing her husband? Isn't the husband supposed to pay for this? Why is she suing the other woman, right? Someone responded and said she would definitely pay in the divorce, but yes, she should have sued them both. I agree. And then someone responded and said she can't sue her husband for alienation of affection. She can only sue Brene. That's the other lady, okay? For that, Brene's ex-husband is suing her current husband for alienation of affection. Does it make sense? Mind you, they said that they were two couples who were friends, all right? So let's say I and my man and she and her man, right? And she and my man decided to cheat on me. Okay, so they didn't just do it, they decided to plaster it all over social media, shading, how some people can be when it comes to these things, smearing it all over your face, making you feel some type of way about it. And the lady said she went through and she had enough, so she decided to take it to court. So while the lady is suing the lady, the husband of the lady, the Brene lady, is also suing this other lady's ex, if it makes sense.
You never know. It could be you. Nah, baby. At 26 years old, I would never owe $1.5 million for stealing somebody else's man. A man that's not even worth stealing. Child, she better go and give the truck back. You see, some people are just too wrong and strong for me. I understand going to the ends of the earth. I understand deny when, the truth is actually being put in your face. But in certain circumstances, sometimes you just got to understand when to bow out gracefully. Me personally, as soon as I would have seen as much money, how many zeros you say that I owe? Oh, baby, baby, Akira, we could settle this. You understand? I say whatever you need me to say. Yes, bitch, I was jealous. Yes, bitch, I wanted your life. Yes, bitch, I was going to say exactly what you needed me to say. Okay? Because $1.5 million? Oh, baby, I could never be strong enough to be that wrong. I could never be strong enough to be that wrong ever in life. And you did all that for a relationship you know is not going to last. You know it's not going to last. You know it. You know it's not going to last, and you're forever in debt. You're forever in debt over that man. A man that you shared with your sister. That you took for somebody else. This is just May I never find a partner like Tim, and may I never have a friend like Brene. Oh, child, as soon as I would have heard that 1.5 million verdict, you seen them people when they get life with no parole and they just pass clean right out? That's what I want. 1.5 million. 1.5 million over some dick. Oh my God, that's really the worst part for me. Over some girl, do better.
How can you sue someone for taking your husband? I think that is fantastic. I'm going down the rabbit hole of Brene and Akira, Brene's a TikToker who stole her good friend's husband and was gallivanting with him on social media, trying to antagonize the ex-wife. Lo and behold, the ex-wife was like, bet, I'm taking this to court, and won the court case. And now Brene has to owe Akira over $1 million for stealing her husband. If that is not iconic, I don't know what is. Even the fact that you can sue someone for taking your husband in the state of North Carolina, chef's kiss. Only in America. But to be honest, I knew Renee was going to lose that court case when she showed up to court, representing herself, number one. And number two, wearing Shein cardigans to court. Babe, where is your court attire? Where is your blazer and your pencil skirt? She was always going to lose. I'm so sorry. This has tickled me so much. Like, what a life.
I have a break in my own trial today, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to discuss what happened in the Kira and Brene case from a point of view of an attorney. And of course, I got to give the disclaimer, this is not legal advice. I am not none of y'all's attorneys. I do not practice in North Carolina, and I damn sure don't practice family law. However, I read a little bit on the case and also like what this cause of action is, and it's worth discussing. So alienation of affection is a very old cause of action that was brought from the UK to the US, and most states don't recognize it anymore, and there's the reason why. It has roots of being very sexist and oppressive to women because it's rooted in the fact that husbands used to bring this cause of action against men that hit on their wives because they viewed their wives as properties. Luring her out of the home was seen as him losing a piece of his property, and he wanted to be compensated for that. So the tort has evolved in the US in some small states to not be gender specific, but I would be remiss to not talk about where it comes from because that's why most states do not recognize it. Now, North Carolina does. In this case, I started reading some of the court filings that I could find, and I was seeing the first landscapes through like this Cardi B defamation with Tasha K, that talking about people or having situations on the internet is actually a form of reality, and it transcends just you talking in front of your phone screen. It can really have lasting effects and damages on the people you are discussing or inflicting harm on. I see this as no different. I didn't know Brene before this case. Maybe I'm on a different side of the algorithm, but she has over 3 million followers, reel me that. And so to be taunting someone's ex-husband that you were sleeping with in her home on the internet, y'all lucky I would have given that girl a 3-piece combo. But nevertheless, coming after her for coins is very smart. Now, I also heard about the trial, and I will say there was something about Brene losing her attorney, which is probably why she was gonna be cooked from the beginning, okay? Because no one, and I mean no one, should be going in pro se to trial. You don't know what you're doing. And I don't know if I have these facts right, so don't quote me, but I thought there was something of like the attorney filed a motion to be withdrawn from counsel for Brene. And I want people to understand, as an attorney, it is very, very difficult to fire your client. It's very hard to get rid of them because there's a presumption that your client needs you and that you are working for them. So a client can fire you at any given time, but for an attorney to write an motion to withdraw as counsel, it means that you feel like you cannot represent them in good faith at all. And then one of the other questions I constantly got was, there was a $1.7 million verdict. You're gonna have to pay that. And the short answer is, it depends. So once you get a verdict, it does not mean that you suddenly hands out cash up and you get your money. No, no, no. Once you have a judgment from a judge, it means that you are legally entitled to pursue that money. Ways that you can try and enforce this judgment, i.e. try and collect your coins. Garnishing wages. You can try and go after bank accounts that they have. You can put a lien on their house. So as the creditor for this judgment, that means that in the event Brene sells her home, if she owns it, that you're going to be the first one to collect on any of the proceeds. Also, this concept of defendants being judgment proof. And being judgment proof means that, i.e., I ain't got the funds, you're not going to be able to find it, and whoop-de-doo. And when that happens, a defendant like Brene would have to show the court that she has no ability to pay. The money that she's getting from her salary or from TikTok is going straight to feeding a kid or her mortgage or etc. You also can't go after things like someone's 401k. Usually most states protect like retirement funds. She goes through all of that and they don't find there's any money to collect this. She's judgment proof. Girl can't collect. And that means that your judgment is still like valid, kind of stayed or paused, in the sense that in the random event that Brene gets more money and lucks up, then you can revisit enforcing it. But I mean, the girl got 3 million followers. Like, don't you got brand deals? Like, aren't you getting paid from the TikTok shop? Like, I doubt that she's judgment proof. And in that sense, they'll probably put her on a payment plan, a long one. Although the tort has very like misogynistic, sexist like beginnings, I could see a world where it's like women can co-opt it and use it for good. The elements in alienation affection is like it's done with malice, and a lot of times you can infer malice by an affair. Imagine, let's all close our eyes and think about how many women that either it's us or the people in our circle that have been done dirty by these raggedy, crusty men, and then to have it all publicized on the internet for consumption. And it's like, I don't even have that big of a following, but I bump into people all the time that say that they follow me and know me. So multiply that by 3 million followers and you have a whole sea of your army looking at me like I'm Boo Boo the Fool in the streets because you took my man, you married him, and you kiki kakai in my house. Like, that is humiliating. That is embarrassing. And it's like, that's embarrassing even if it wasn't on the internet. So the fact that it's on the internet and being viewed by millions of people across the world, that is definitely inflicting harm on somebody.
If you think Brene Kennard is just going to go out and file for bankruptcy and get rid of that $1.75 million judgment that she now owes to Akira Montague, you are mistaken. My name is Adrienne Hines, and I'm a bankruptcy lawyer taking away shame and embarrassment from the discussion of debt. I've been a bankruptcy lawyer for almost 30 years, and what Brene is about to find out is the same things that Rudy Giuliani has recently found out, that Alex Jones has recently found out, and that is when you are a bad person and you do cruel and mean and harmful things to other people, and it's found to be purposeful, and a jury awards that other person money because you're such a bad human, those are the kind of damages that don't go away in bankruptcy. It's like burning your neighbor's house down and then being charged with arson and then saying, oh, I'm going to file bankruptcy so I don't have to pay for my neighbor's house that I just burned down. That is not the way that it works. She ain't get rid of this debt in bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not for people who are cruel and harmful and do bad things. That's why I love bankruptcy. It really is. I'm a bankruptcy lawyer taking away shame and embarrassment from the discussion of debt. Y'all should follow me. Yeah, that's what's going on here.
And so now we're getting more information about how grimy Tim and Brene were. Now remember, I told y'all that root work and witchcraft is all over this case. This is what you guys are seeing play out. Tim and Brene sleeping with each other in their marital homes wasn't just about them being trifling, it was a ritual. Brene was obsessed with Akira and she wanted to trade places with her. She wanted her life. She wanted Tim, she wanted the kids, she wanted the apartment, which is why she originally did not want to leave the apartment. She was planning to stay there. And Akira going to bed and them doing it in the next room was a form of manifestation. Warlocks and witches use Smex as a very powerful manifestation tool. Doing that in the marital home while the wife was still there was a power move. Her trying to establish her dominance as the wife in that home. Basically marking that man and also marking that house as her territory now. Like, this is mine now. I'm gonna walk around this place like it's mine. I'm gonna sleep with your husband like it's mine. I'm gonna do whatever I want like it's mine. And I'm also not gonna leave. I'm not gonna take orders from you anymore. Basically dethroning Akira. Like, this is not your place anymore. You are now down here. And Brene used money, wealth, and promised him the world. She enticed him with promises of materialistic things. Now, them going to Brene's house and doing it in her marital home was the same thing. He's asserting his dominance, taking over that apartment. When you're doing this to a man, it's different because you have to break his spirit. So when it comes to Devin, he went over there to lay with her while Devin was there, not only to like emasculate him, but also to assert his dominance, to try to switch places and to break his spirit. They wanted Devin to hear them. They wanted Devin to know what was going on because they tried to go out of their way to ensure that he did know, because that was part of the ritual, breaking the spirit of the man. And Devin was also under root work himself. So even though he may have thought he was trying to manifest something, he actually was trading places with Devin. And so now Tim is stuck. But unlike Devin, Tim is fully participating in the shenanigans. So now the obsessive and murderous spirit that was on Brene is now on Tim. Now he hates Akira and he's lying for Brene and just making up all this stuff and lying under oath. He's threatening his own cousin, lying and saying they aren't even related. And he's doing a lot. He is now just as delusional as Brene. Now my theory in terms of all this is that I believe that Brene and Tim wanted to sacrifice Devon and Akira for materialism and for the life that they thought they were going to have. But it backfired and it did not work.
All jokes aside, I hope Tim knows he has to stay with Brene forever. If he leaves that girl, especially because she's gonna lose this case, 6 feet under, she's not gonna let him leave. I hope he knows now he's entered into an abusive relationship. DV. That's it. The only way he can leave her, he can't, because the only way he's gonna leave her is if she remove him. And I'm talking remove him. Tim, my good sir Tim, I hope it was worth it, because that's where you are for the rest of your life. You can't leave her. You think she's gonna go through? I don't think y'all understand the psychological analysis of the situation. I think Tim underplays how crazy that girl is. This is going to get worse, but I'm here for it, because honestly, TV is boring. All I gotta do is come on TikTok. This shit is lit. Tim, you can't leave her. You are stuck there, my brother.
Yes, you can sue the affair partner for damages if you live in the state of Hawaii, Illinois, Mississippi, New Mexico, North Carolina, South Dakota, and Utah.
That's the sound of a $1.75 million cheer coming just moments after court was adjourned. Akira Montague embraced her attorney, Robinetta Jones, as dozens of supporters yelled from the sidelines. Akira Montague's lawsuit, filed in Durham County Court, accuses Brene Montague, an influencer with nearly 3 million followers on TikTok, of seducing and having an affair with her then-husband, Tim. That affair then turning to marriage when Brene and Tim wed. In the suit, Akira Montague claimed Brene used her online influence as a weapon. The affair also caused damage to her health and deprived her kids of a two-parent household.
And it was nothing but lies.
Brene Montague, who represented herself in court.
Well, looks like marriage is more than a piece of paper, folks. Got sued for $1.7 million and lost. How much y'all think that lady would have been awarded if she was only a girlfriend? Generational bag. Then to top it all off, apparently she was using her social media influence on TikTok. How do you let your TikTok influence, your 3 million followers, cost you $1.7 million? You lost the bag on TikTok because you wanted to sleep with a married man. Jesus. Now, I done heard some things. I done seen some things in my 30-some-odd years of life. But never did I think somebody would be stupid enough to have a social media following, probably getting checks off of social media, and end up using their social media following to then get them sued for close to $2 million. But back to the original point. As we can see, there's consequences and repercussions when you're married. When you're married. So when people are saying marriage is just a piece of paper, I be quiet. When they be like marriage is just I shut up. And I'm even saying this as a man. Because there's obviously good benefits that protect you in your marriage. But then if somebody were to harm you, as you can see, according to the investigators on Shade Room, this is the first person I done seen and got sued from having a TikTok and cheating. God bless America. Shout out to that lady. Smart move. Shout out to her for getting her bag and securing that generational wealth for her and her kids. Y'all gotta be more careful out there. Y'all gotta be more. If you're sleeping with somebody, man, have at least a little bit of decency not to put it on TikTok. Shout out to that lady, though.
Imagine being the one who is sponsoring this guy, giving him money, taking care of him and so on and so on. And now you have to pay his wife too. You have to pay his child support too. You have to do all of these things. Think about it. How desperate can you be? It doesn't even... Oh my God. Gone are the days where, you have women fighting with each other on social media. I don't know if they fought. At this time around, there's a different group of women who will take you to court. They will sue you for every penny you have. So many people are saying that how is she going to pay for it and so on and so forth. She can file for bankruptcy, and others are like, absolutely no, you can't do that. See, it's 2025. We are going into 2026. Imagine leaving your own boyfriend, husband, and entering into a relationship with another woman's husband, boyfriend, when all four of you know each other. Not only that, you decided to plaster it all over social media and do whatever it is that you think you were doing, only for you to end up being sued by this woman, because of all the things that you put her through. And not only that, she ending up winning and you having to pay her and everything. Think about it. Is it even worth it? Is a man that important to you that you're going to lose everything? All because you were so busy wanting to take another woman's husband? Man, when you had your own husband, in this 2025 going on 2026, You had your own husband, but no, you had to get what the other woman had. So when people say most women who go after other women's boyfriends and husbands usually want what the other woman has, it makes a lot of sense. Before you enter into any form of relationship with any man, even if they tell you, oh, we are separated, oh, it's not working out, oh, it's this and that, oh, this, babe, I beg you, make sure you are seeing court document that they are no longer together. And besides, any man who will not end a relationship, a marriage, won't give her that respect by ending it amicably and moving on, whatever it is, right? But decides to cheat on her with another woman and tell you, oh, we are separated, oh, the relationship is not working, it's already ended. And you, the other woman who wants to be uprooted so much, you want to be uprooted so badly, so you go head to head with this woman, fight with her, compete with her to get this man into your life. Let this be a lesson and let this be a warning to you, because you could end up this way. Since this lady has been able to win, I'm sure there's going to be so many other women taking this route instead of fighting, instead of name calling, instead of living with nothing. A lot of women will start doing it instead of cheating back and doing whatever. Instead of going to lick their wounds somewhere, they will also start taking it to court. So if you're one of those women who pride yourself in taking other women's men or their husbands or getting with other women's husbands, let it be a lesson. You see, and the other thing is, when all of this happens, I know they've said that the husband is suing the husband, the wife have sued the other wife or girlfriend, whatever it is, the husband is going to sue the husband. But still, the woman is the one who ends up getting blamed. Who is being ridiculed? Her. Who is everyone coming for? Her. Where is he in the whole situation? Think about it. A man is not worth all of this. A man is not worth all of this. And then now, I'm sure your relationship is going to be weird because there'll be a lot of disagreements and so on and so forth. But this is crazy. So let this be a cautionary tale to everyone out there that this may probably be the first, the second, the third, but it's definitely not going to be the last. So learn from their situation. Anyway, I want to leave it here. You leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments, and I'll see you again in another one. Take care of yourselves and one another. Bye.